Okay, hello everyone. Just wanted to give you all a bit of an update on where we're at with the power situation. So, Gemina, the electrical distributor, and my electrical contractor, Laser Electrical, worked together in order to install a three-phase power connection in the property. So, Gemina needed to do some upgrades in the street, and they needed to send a truck down to do those upgrades, and they needed to work with Laser Electrical in order to get that three-phase connection set up on the front of the property. So I've got some photos here, a bit of a montage to show you about that. So I'll just display that on the screen now, and let's have a look. So um, it's really interesting because all the properties around Spotswood, I go for a regular run each evening, and my mother's just happened to have the perfect north-facing roof, and it's a massive roof capable of holding a lot of solar panels. So I've calculated it can hold approximately 111 327 watt solar panels, which is a lot. So that will give me quite a lot of power. So the rest of the solar panels, well, the solar panels for the first system are going up on Wednesday. So all the prep work, that's already been done. So that'll be finalised on Wednesday, and then we'll have 10 kilowatts worth of power. But yeah, in terms of the electrical connection to the property, 10 kilowatt solar systems require a three-phase electrical connection. So that's the first reason why I had to get that connected. And the second, of course, is that I need to run the three-phase power here to the Krypton Mine. So the electricians are quoting me on that. They were here on Thursday to measure up and do a bit of work. They're going to put a switchboard right here and run the three-phase connection from the front to here, and they're going to give me a number of electrical outlets here which I can plug the mining equipment into. So I should have enough power from the 10 kilowatt solar system left over after the family's usage in order to run my mining equipment, or the first miners that I get in here. It's not going to be enough power going forward though, so that's why I'm going to put up more solar panels on the roof, and it just keep expanding from there. Tesla Powerwall goes in April, so that I can run the operation overnight as well. So in terms of, this is really early days when it comes to this kind of technology, especially here in Australia. There are very few other people who are doing cryptocurrency mines powered by solar and by batteries. So because I'm sort of one of the first, that's why I'm putting all the information out there to help others who will follow in my footsteps. And of course, if I choose to do it on a bigger scale, which is likely, yeah, as a commercial venture with other people, that I'll have all the numbers, so I can prove all the numbers. So there are a number of people out there who are doubting the whole enterprise, doubting the numbers, this and that. Well, I don't want there to be any doubt. Just doing it, putting the numbers out there, here are the end results. Whether the end results are good or bad, the numbers are going to be out there. If the numbers are really good, then we can do this on an enterprise scale, right? So enterprise scale, I'm thinking Mildura, I'm thinking large solar farm, I'm thinking cryptocurrency mine connected up to it. But that's down the track. Now, don't be under any illusions, right? There are other people around Australia, other people who are also innovators, who are also interested in pioneering things. They will be watching, right, the results of my little experiment here. The visitors to my website have gone hockey stick. I'm getting a lot of interest in this. I'm getting a lot of contact from people, all different kinds of people within the Australian public. So the interest is out there. Now, as I said, it's early days. Other people are going to be doing this. But at the moment, it's a real pain to get all this sort of stuff set up, right? So to get started, three-phase power connection, upgrade to the infrastructure in the street, dealing with electricians, getting everything installed. It's not easy, it's not quick, it's not pain-free, it's frustrating. It's all the things that one Hunter Katie's does not like, right? So that indicates that I'm on the right track. So yeah, that's I guess that's an update on the power situation where we're at. If anybody's got any questions for me, let me know. I've got the chat system open. There we go, Des. Oh, thanks, Des. Good on you, mate. Yeah, thank you. It's everything is going to plan, so we're almost there. Wednesday, panels go up, and then the solar, the Tesla Powerwall goes in early April. I'm going to put those numbers out there as well. You know, how much solar can be generated at the site, how much is going into the Tesla Powerwall. So those numbers will all be out there for those who are interested, because there's a lot of interest in the Tesla Powerwall as well. Members of the general public, they're selling a lot of these things. They're going to sell a lot more in the future, especially as the price goes down. So, yeah, in terms of the Krypton Mine here, they seem to have a bit of an insect problem. They're attracted to the lights. I've got some very high-powered video lights set up in here. So there's bugs everywhere at the moment. I'm going to have to do something about that. But I don't spend a whole lot of time in here. Oh, one thing about the power situation. When the electricians came, they upgraded the switchboard at the front, but after they left, there were problems, right? So the air conditioner in here, I've had to turn it off, because every time it kicks in, it trips the power. So, and the other problem is my brother was boiling a jug of kettle, and that tripped the power. Then my mother went and turned the washing machine on, bang, power tripped again. So they're going to fix that up as well. So that's got to do with the original wiring. It just needs to, they need to put some kind of breaker or something like, I'm not an expert when it comes to power, so but they're going to do some upgrades at the front to make sure that it doesn't trip the power when the aircon, the kettle, and other energy sapping appliances come on. And it's not going to be a problem after I've got the mine operational, because I told the electrical contractor, I said, look, this mine's going to draw a lot of power, about 10,000 watts. So that's what we've sort of budgeted for. So what they're going to do with the wire that they connect from the mine over to the three-phase power, they're putting up a pole on the mine itself outside here, and they're running the electrical wire over to the house and then to the front of the house into the electrical box. It's a very thick wire because of the amount of electricity that I'm going to be drawing. Now, I showed a picture before of the roof here. I think with 111 solar panels I could get about 38 kilowatts worth of power, which is pretty substantial. But of course that there's a limit. That's probably going to be the limit of how much power that I can get at this site, unless I put more panels up in the backyard, perhaps on a solar tracking system. Not a lot of my mother doesn't want that in the backyard, so I've looked at other solutions as well, and I've ran the other solutions by scientists and other very intelligent people that I know, and we don't think the other solutions are viable. So I've looked at geothermal power, too expensive. We've looked at hydropower by having a big water tank in the backyard, up elevated, and after it's elevated, the water will flow down and it will drive a turbine. And yeah, that's too expensive to do. Looked at wind, right? So some of you might have seen the wind turbines at the Docklands, and those turbines are atop the ANZ building, and there's a couple more that are on the street in Docklands. Too expensive, don't generate enough power. I've looked at other alternative solutions as well, like diesel. Now, biodiesel in particular, because I could have a diesel generator and run it on biofuel. In particular, you know, there's a KFC outlet just across the road, right next to Officeworks. Maybe I could do a deal with a KFC to take their old cooking oil and use that with the diesel generator. But all that is a lot of stuffing around, and I don't want to go down that path, right? So solar it is. And I think solar will be the option that other Australians will choose if they go down this path of having a cryptocurrency mining operation, right? Yeah. If you think about it, what I need to do, I need to balance the amount of money that I'm spending on capital costs, like the solar panels and the mining equipment, and then the ongoing cost will be low because I'm doing everything on renewables. But then, of course, if any of the cryptocurrencies that I own suddenly spike in value, what my strategy is going to be is to sell out some of them to fund more infrastructure. So, for example, in December, Verge, the privacy coin, spiked substantially in value, and I wish I had have sold off more because I would have been able to pump more into infrastructure. But yeah, if we see a big spike in values, as an example, at the end of this year, there are predictions Bitcoin may, there's no guarantee of this, but may spike to $100,000 US per coin. It would be substantially overvalued at that price, but it wouldn't be unheard of in terms of getting to that value. It hasn't got to that value before, but it is possible, right? If you look at the past prices of Bitcoin, the past 200-day moving averages, and I'm creating a multiple of that. It's called the Mayer multiple. You can look it up, mayermultiple.com. Now, if that happened, I would actually sell out quite a bit of Bitcoin, maybe 30% of it, and I would fund infrastructure. I would just pump that money into solar panels and batteries. Because going forward, because it's such very, very early days at the moment, I think we're probably at the equivalent of around 94, 95 in terms of the development of the internet when it comes to cryptocurrencies. So I consider we've got a 3 to 5 year time window to make hay while the sun shines. So yeah, I'm sort of ahead of the curve in what I'm doing here in Australia. Other people have done solar powered crypto mines overseas. There was one guy on YouTube who did a 30 kilowatt farm. It's in a rural area, not in the city like where I am. Yeah, so I guess that's where we're at. Yeah, you might have seen on my Facebook yesterday I posted there was a fire just up the street from here. A garbage truck caught fire and had to dump all its load. Fascinating. Never seen anything like that before. I think it made the news as well. It's on the radio or something, what I'm saying. Yeah, I think that's it. Nothing more to cover. Good, Brad. How you going, buddy? Hope Humza realises in the end you're going to make him look stupid. Yes, Humza Katie's. His inane, stupid Facebook posts in regards to Bitcoin. Well, one of us is going to look stupid in the end. it might be Hamza, it might be me. Time will tell, right? Hamza's a very skeptical man. Yes, when it comes to Bitcoin. But I've done my research on it. I think it's got a lot of potential. The best and the brightest people in the world are all backing Bitcoin. We think there's a lot of potential there. So this mining operation, I'll probably have a couple of Antminer S9s from Bitmain, but the majority of it will be done on GPUs. I'll be mining altcoins, in particular the privacy coins, and then I'll be converting some of the mined output into Bitcoin. So I consider Bitcoin to be digital gold. I consider it to be the most stable crypto out there. It's the one with the most user base, and it's the one that's, I guess, most likely to hold and increase in value over the long term. I think it'll become the default cryptocurrency of the world that everybody on the internet uses. It's got the lead. Best and brightest people are working for Bitcoin. Any of the altcoins are merely, I guess, forks of Bitcoin or forks of other similar sorts of coins. The people working, the programmers at Bitcoin, they can just implement the features that work the best, right? That the other altcoins put out there. So if something works really well, developers at Bitcoin can just say, oh yeah, that's working really well, let's integrate that into Bitcoin, right? And because they've got the lead, it's going to be very, very difficult to beat the network effects of Bitcoin. So, you know, some people are saying, oh well, you know, look what happened to MySpace and Friendstar, then there was MySpace and there was Facebook. Yes, that's always going to be a risk, right? But with cryptocurrencies, it's a little bit different because Bitcoin has got a great lead and the best and brightest working for it. When the best and brightest look at the sea of altcoins, they look at the situation and they say, okay, most of these altcoins are just forks of either Bitcoin or some of the other cryptos like Monero. And they look at it and they say, well, what's the probability of any of these altcoins succeeding? All right, probability is very low. So what am I going to do? Am I going to develop for the altcoins, or am I going to go and join the best and brightest working for Bitcoin? Inevitably, they make the decision, all right, I'm going to go and work in the Bitcoin community. It's the rational decision, right? And that's really important because wherever the best and brightest are going, that's where you should be putting your money, right? Many of these altcoins have only got one creator. They're not decentralized. There's not a worldwide community of people behind them. In some cases, it's just one guy like myself in a garage who has decided to fork another cryptocurrency and put it out there, like Australia Coin. There was an article in the media about a guy in Victoria who created a fork of Litecoin and put it out there. Now, you know, it could become like Dogecoin, right, where it's got a lot of people behind it and a lot of people using it, and the price could spike in value. You know, it's like a marketing sort of thing that this guy's created. And yeah, it could do well because it is a fork of Litecoin. It's a fork of another or a reputable cryptocurrency, but it's not something that I think will become really big. But you know, could be wrong, but I doubt it. So yeah, Bitcoin is the one that's in the lead. Bitcoin is the one that's probably going to win. So this mining operation, whatever I can mine, a lot of it will be converted into Bitcoin to be held for the long term. You know, if Bitcoin spikes, if it goes up to $100,000 at the end of the year, some are saying it could be at $1 million in 3 years' time. Might be longer than that. I don't think it'd be shorter than that. But we have to recognise that this is a new asset class, right? And it's prone to speculation and financial bubbles. As more and more people come in, we're getting a lot of the lay people, right? A lot of people in the general public who don't understand the technology. They see the price spiking and they want in on the action, right? And a lot of the people contacting me, that's what they want. They're looking to make money. They don't care about the technology. They just want to make money. There's nothing wrong with making money, but I think you really need to have a bit of an understanding of how the technology works, so you know where to put your money, because there's a lot of scams out there, a lot of ICOs that are going to end up going broke, and a lot of them already have. There's already a lot of failed coins out there. Most of the altcoins, I think, are going to fail. Only a few will succeed long term. It'll be like the internet of the 90s, right? A lot of those companies failed. Pets.com, where's that now? A lot of the other ones, gone. But the ones that succeeded, they succeeded in a big way. Amazon, LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Google, on the list goes, right? It's very hard to have picked any of those companies, so you would have had to have done a lot of research, had a lot of time on your hands, and if you weren't connected to venture capitalists or people in Silicon Valley in the know, the general public didn't have the chance to just go and get in on the internet boom before the venture capitalists did. Cryptos are different. The general public is in there first, right? Or the innovators and the early adopters of the general public are in there buying first. Wall Street, Collins Street, all these big financial houses, the institutional money has not yet come into the space in a big way. When it does, we're talking a wall of money, big pension funds, big hedge funds, huge amounts of capital could potentially pour into this space this year, and the market cap of all the cryptos could head to over $1 trillion. I think it might be up to $2 trillion by the end of 2018. So there's a lot of potential here, and people who get in first can make an extraordinary amount of money, life-changing amounts of money. But it's this isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. I guess whenever you try to get rich quick, you're more likely to get poor, quick. So, yeah, my plan is to have a finger in the pie of each area of crypto. So, I own cryptocurrencies. I own a basket of them. Most of it is in Bitcoin. I own a lot of altcoins, but they're mostly top altcoins, not a whole heap of junk like the rest of them. I'm planning to potentially create a coin of my own just for research and development purposes, put it out there, just for my own learning and to teach my clients as well about the technology and just see how it goes from the speculative point of view. This new version of the internet, this Web 3.0 with cryptos, the money is going to accrue to the protocols themselves, right, at the protocol layer. That means cryptocurrencies themselves. Companies will build a top, but the real money is in owning the actual cryptocurrencies themselves. That's unlike the first version of the internet. So the first version of the internet, the protocol layer, we've got TCP/IP, HTTP, FTP, SMTP, right? This might all be meaningless to you, but if you FTP, file transfer, SMTP, being able to send email to each other. Now, very few people know how email works behind the scenes, but you know enough in order to send an email. It's going to be the same thing with crypto. There's a lot of complexity behind it. That's all going to be hidden from the end user, and at some point somebody will come out with a killer app. Killer app is like a web browser. If you think about what happened when NCSA Mosaic came out back in the day, one of the first web browsers. People who saw it thought, yep, that's it, that's what's going to cause a boom, and everybody will be in on it, right? Now, my prediction is, for what predictions are worth, somebody is going to come out with a cryptocurrency wallet that's really easy to use, that there's no complexity in, that anybody can just install and get running, and it'll just be a quick swipe. All the complexity is hidden, and even your grandmother can use it, right? That's when we'll see the hockey stick take-up, right, of the general public, even more so than what it is today, because at the moment it's way too complex, it's way too time-consuming. You've got to be like an expert in technology to understand a whole lot of this stuff. But in the next 5 to 10 years, it's going to become a lot easier. Now, though, is the opportunity, because we're in the early stages where the best and brightest nerds are out there, and what do nerds do? They work. They work really hard behind computers, long hours each day, coding away. While people like Hunter Katie's sits on a beach or fucks around, right? The nerds are hard at work. Always back the nerds. So they're going to win when it comes to this. what cryptos, I think that the killer app is probably going to be a wallet that you can hold all your cryptos in, that you can have Bitcoin, Monero, Verge, any of the other cryptos, and it's really simple to send those cryptos to other people and simple to use that wallet. Probably another killer app will be integration of a cryptocurrency wallet within the browser. So there are various companies out there who are in the open source community with the standards behind the web who are working on stuff like this, like a unified language that can be used behind the scenes so that crypto can be integrated into your browser. So we've only got about 5 million people around the world who are currently using Bitcoin at the moment. It might be a bit more now, but that's tiny in comparison to where it's going to go. You have to remember that Facebook, when it first started out at no users, and it's well over a couple of billion users today. So cryptocurrency at 5-6 million users at the moment, it's a speck, it's tiny. But over time, don't be under any illusions. This is a significant change. This is a significant innovation to the point that it threatens the financial industry, because what it is at its heart, it's turned money into a form of content, a form of information content that can be sent anywhere in the world instantly with very few fees. If you think of the money that we currently use, it's archaic. I mean, paper currency, what the fuck? The financial industry, as it stands, it's a dinosaur, right? These trusted intermediaries, stockbrokers, banks, financial institutions, settlement houses, all these people in the next 20 years are going to go the way of the dinosaur, because you do not need a trusted third party in order to transact between people anymore, right? It's been put into code, and the problem of the double spend has been solved, right? And that's why we needed these trusted institutions in the past. So you're going to see happen to the big financial houses exactly what happened to the media industry. When the internet came along and anybody could become a publisher, everybody did, right? And everyone's got a voice. Anyone can put up a web page and they can be at the same level of anyone else out there. We saw Trump and what he said, one of his interviews where he said, "You're fake news," right? There's a lot of fake news out there, and it's because everybody's got a voice now. Same thing is happening to money. Money being turned into a form of content that anybody can transact peer-to-peer without any of these big financial houses. And don't be under any illusions either. These big financial companies have made a lot of money milking some of the poorest people in the world. Think Western Union, think of those money transmitters and just how much money they've made in the past. Now, with cryptocurrencies, a person, say from Thailand, who's come over to Australia to work and wants to send money back to Thailand, they could do that via Bitcoin or other cryptocurrencies. And as that industry matures, it can be done at a much lower cost than dealing with fuckers like Western Union, right? So yeah, big changes, and these are the very early days where you've got trippers like me who have set up mines at home in their mother's shed, right, via solar. But it's not viable in any other way in Australia unless you do it on renewables. It cannot be done any other way because of the high cost of power here. So that's why I'm pulling out all stops to make sure that I'm ready, that I'm positioned at the ground floor, so that when the cryptos boom, I'll have the mine ready, I have enough electricity supply here, I have enough battery power that I can have my mining equipment going. I own the cryptos, I can mine the cryptos, and as the market goes up from where it currently is at about 350 billion US, as it goes up to over $1 trillion and then into the 2 trillions and beyond, I'll be here, I'll be ahead of the curve. So yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say today. So thanks everybody for watching my live stream, and I hope you have a really great day, and all the best for this long weekend. All right, bye bye.